Hello. Good evening, all of you. I am Abid Pathan from Dr. NG College of Pharmacy. So, as we decided yesterday, this lecture is especially for pharmaceutical jury students. So, please be online. I am sending you a link on the WhatsApp. Please check this and please come. I am waiting for your comments. Hi, Govin. Can you hear me and see me? Audio visible. Am I audio visible to you? There is Govind and Shubham Savanti is also there. Vaishnav Kakade, Pramod Kate. Okay, good evening, Pramod. Hi, all of you. Hi, Govind. So, as we discussed yesterday, I am having some important questions which are repeatedly asking in our MSBT examination for PJ. So we'll discuss. Okay, most I think now Rushikesh Dhargi is there, Sumukati is there. Okay, if you are online, please at least say hi. Then I know that how many people are there and how much. Okay. Uh, so how are you, all of you? Okay. Okay. So yesterday we discussed that we'll take today PJ session. So we'll start with important questions which are repeatedly asking for 2 marks. First, very important definition, which is continuously asking in the MSBT examination. That is define a registered pharmacist. In this definition, anybody having a problem? I don't think so. Okay, you can write it down simultaneously. These are the important questions. I prepared these questions for your examination. So, a better way you can write it down in those questions. Okay, I think most of the people are coming, so we'll wait for. Okay, can you hear me? Am I audible to you? Say okay. Audio visible to you? Okay, I think most of the people are now online. So we'll discuss. Can we start the session? Can we start the session? Okay. So, first question is define a registered pharmacist. This definition is repeatedly asking in MSBT examination for PJ, and you all know that we are here. We taken admission in a diploma in pharmacy for only one purpose, that is to be registered or to be called as a registered pharmacist. Okay, so the definition itself says that the person whose name for the time being is entered in the register of the pharmacy of the state in which for their time being residing or carrying on his profession of pharmacy or business. Okay, so this is the simplest definition for 2 marks. It will give you a 2 mark. So please prepare for it. I think we taken multiple times, so nothing is very difficult in this to understand that. Simple say that if your name is entered in the registered, which is maintained by the state government, that is for Maharashtra, that is MSPC. You will be the registered pharmacist. Okay, the next next important question, which is repeatedly asking, is that differentiate between law and ethics. So if you have any problem, then comment me. Otherwise, we'll move on the next. Okay. So you can write it down those questions which I'm giving you. These are those important questions. So you can write it down, and if you are having a problem, then ask me in the comment. Otherwise, we'll move to the next question. Okay. Okay. You are fine with this question. So the next question. Next question is give the objective of Pharmacy Act 1948. This is also a 2 mark question, and which is repeatedly asking in the examination. So if you are having any problem, otherwise we'll move to the next. This is the simple that to provide the uniform education, uniformity in the education and training to the persons. And second objective is to regulate the profession of the pharmacy. These are the simple two objectives. You can read it down from your book, and if you have any problem, then ask me. Okay. Then again, one more important question, that is a state importance of the pharmacy in a healthcare system. Now you know well what is the importance of pharmacist. Nowadays, you better know that what is the importance of pharmacist in a healthcare profession. Simultaneously, while learning all these topics and writing all these topics, you must comment in the comment section. Otherwise, I'm confused that whether you are understanding or you want new questions or you want to explain the same questions. Okay. Okay. The next question is what do you mean by clandestine arrangement as per the pharmaceutical ethics? Okay, this is also important question for 2 marks. It is also repeatedly asking. Uh, the next question is how pharmacists should handle the prescription as per ethics. I think this question is asked for 2 marks and 3 marks also. So you already know that what are the ethics should be followed by the pharmacist during handling the prescription. That is, first is you should receive the prescription without any discussion or comment. Second, he should not show any facial expressions that will impact on the or change the mindset of the patient related with his disease or disorder, or related with his doctor or physician. Third, he should not change or he should not add or omit anything from the prescription without the consent of the physician. Then, if in case if he sees any error in the prescription, then he should be send back this prescription to the physician only. Okay, and uh, at the time of dispensing the prescription, the pharmacist should advise or guide according to the physician. Okay, as per instruction of the physician. Okay, these are 2 mark or 3 mark questions. Pramod Kati is asking me, sir, please explain before question. So, okay, which question you want, Pramod? Please let me know. I'll explain it. Okay, the next question is write the 4 functions of the PCI. You already know that what is PCI. PCI is a Pharmacy Council of India. So at least you should know at least 4. There are many functions of PCI, but at least for 2 marks you should write it down 4 functions of the PCI. Okay. So we'll go one by one. First important function of the PCI, that is prescribe the minimum standard of education required for the qualification as a pharmacist. You already know that if you are a pharmacist means you are a healthcare professional. You know that what is the importance of healthcare profession now. Okay, so there should be some kind of standard for the profession of pharmacy, and which standard is maintained by the PCI. This PCI is prescribing the minimum standard of the education which is required for a pharmacist to be called as a registered pharmacist. Okay. The second is to recognize the qualification granted outside the territory which Pharmacy Act 1948 extended. Okay, so it is the which decides the boundary. Then one more important basic thing: the PCI is maintaining one register. Okay, one register. In this register, this register is maintained for registration of the pharmacist. If your name is entered in this register, then you will become a registered pharmacist. So it is necessary and mandatory that your name should be entered in the central register which is maintained by PCI. Okay, and any other function which is related with the PCI. Basically, the PCI function uh, is to maintain the minimum standard of education. It means a PCI is generally related with the education purpose. Okay, so I think you are clear with this. Pramod Kati is asking me one question that what is clandestine arrangement? Okay, clandestine arrangement is nothing but it is a secret arrangement or contract between the physician and the pharmacist, which is illegal. Okay, nowadays what happens. So there are is where people are thinking pharmacy profession is very bad actually, and which is finally uh, impacting on the people's health. So this arrangement should not be there. It should be very clear. I think Pramod, your question is clear about related with the clandestine arrangement. There should clandestine arrangement in single word that there is no illegal secret arrangement between physician and the pharmacist related with the business. Okay, so this is called as clandestine arrangement. Okay, any other question? Please ask me. Okay. Next important thing, what do you mean by education regulation? This question is repeatedly asking for 3 marks. And last time is also this question. If you've seen the previous MSBT question paper, you can see there that this question is repeatedly asking as what is education regulation, or most of the time this is like ER, short form ER. So ER is nothing but it's a education regulation. So if you have any problem, then comment. Otherwise, we'll move on because we've seen this question in multiple times in the college. So we are not wasting our time on same question. But if you have any problem, then ask me right now. Okay, one Arif Khan is commented that sir today's audio and video quality. Okay, thank you Arif. I am very thankful to Dr. Arif Khan Pathan, whose efforts are, you can see yesterday, you can see the difference between yesterday's quality and today's quality, and all the credits go to Mr. Arif Pathan. Okay, thank you, Arif, for this support. Now, please comment if you have any question. So we are discussing, okay, repeatedly asking this question, that is, what is education regulation under the Pharmacy Act. So education regulation is nothing but a piece after the approval of the central government, make a regulation prescribing minimum standard of education required for the qualification as pharmacist, called as education regulation. Okay, we'll see what is the education regulation prescribed. First, minimum qualification for admission in the course. For example, if you want to take admission in a diploma or degree in the pharmacy, D pharmacy, B pharmacy, M pharmacy, or you want to become a registered pharmacist, so you want to take admission in some kinds of course. So, for to become a registered pharmacist, to become a registered pharmacist, you should you should take admission in some kinds of course like a diploma, degree, and B pharmacy. For taking the admission in a diploma, degree, and B master, there are some kinds of qualification. For example, for taking admission in diploma in pharmacy, you should at least pass 12 science with PCB or PCM group. If you want to become a degree, so at least you should give a NEET or CET. With a PCB or PCM group, at least 50%. Means these are the minimum qualification set for taking admission in these courses. The second is a nature and period of course of study. Means that if you are taking admission in diploma, means diploma should be how much years, how many years of it, means diploma is for 2 years, and how many subjects are there? There are 12 subjects for diploma. How many practicals should be there for so it's 4 hour practical, 3 hour practical. Okay, like this. And for degree, it's a course is for four semester or year pattern. All these are decided by this. I think today's attendance is very low. Only 18 people are I can see. If you want to continue this session, you should be more. Otherwise, we think that we are just wasting our internet. Okay, so please attend this session. If you are not interested in this session, then then show me your interest. Otherwise, we'll close this session. Okay. So please ask me if you have any problem. Okay, the third is nature and period of practical training, then subject of examination. Okay, your examination, who will decide? So they are kind of some kind of your standard for the examination. Okay, so this is also under the education regulation. Then condition to be fulfilled by your institution giving the practical training. Okay, and condition to be fulfilled by the authorities holding the approval of the examination. Means examination are also important in education regulations. Okay, one more question I can see. I request to Dr. Arif Khan, Akshay Marathi is writing the to take our pharmacological live session. Okay, I'll request Akshay. Definitely, I request him to take pharmacological live session. If he is interested, then definitely no problem. But at least you should show some interest in the live session. Okay. Next question is difference between okay, difference. It is not an actual difference. It is the please. What is a state pharmacy council and a joint state pharmacy council, and write it down its members. It is already given in the book. You can read it down simply. It's very simple and nothing to explain in it. Okay. Please comment. Please comment. Otherwise, I don't know if you are listening or not. Okay. The next very important question, that is explain the role of pharmacy in relation to his job. Again, this is a very similar kind of question which is asked by every time MSBT board. That is, what is the role of pharmacy and in relation to his job? I'll not explaining this question, but I'll give you a hint. In short, you can write it down. What are the various answer? What are the various pharmaceutical services? Then pharmacy, drugstore, and then a prescription handling, and drug and ingredients. Then a pharmacy training. These are the points you have to explain in this. Okay. The next very important question, that is, what are the offenses and penalties under Pharmacy Act? I don't think if you are having any doubt with this. First is what is offense? Offense is you already know. We covered all the syllabus, and you know that what is offense. Offense means a person who is doing something guilty. Okay, means for example, for under Pharmacy Act, a person who is falsely claiming to be registered pharmacy, a person is showing that he is a registered pharmacist, but actually he is not. Then he has a penalty of fine up to 500 rupees in first conviction, and if next, if he got, then again 1,000 with imprisonment. Okay, then dispensing in unregistered pharmacies is also offense. Then failure to surrender the certificate. If drug inspector is asking for the certificate, registration certificate, and person is registered pharmacist is failed to submit the registration certificate, then it's also offense. Then after obstructing the state pharmacy council inspector. If a drug inspector is for visit, and he is doing his work, but if you are interfering with his work, and if you are interfering with his work, then it will be the offense, and you are guilty. Okay. Then okay, okay, Pramod. So the next question is, write the condition under which the name will be removed from the registered or pharmacist. Okay. The question is simply saying that तुमचं registration कधी cancel होऊ शकतं, किंवा तुमचं registered pharmacist मधून तुम्हाला कधी तुमचं नाव कमी करण्यात येईल. Okay. Govind Bagar is facing sound problem. Okay, wait. Okay, sorry for the interruption. This is a homemade setup. That's why it will take a time. Okay, now you can hear me. Are you hear me? All of you, can you hear me? Please comment. Otherwise, I'm going, and you don't know anything what I told. Okay. So write the condition under which the name is removed from the registered pharmacist. सो पहिली सगळ्यात महत्वाची गोष्ट म्हणजे कधी आपलं नाव काढलं जाऊ शकतं तर जेव्हा आपलं नाव चुकीने किंवा मिसइंटरप्रिटेशनमुळे आपलं जर नाव त्या रजिस्टरमध्ये एंटर केलेलं असेल तर तेव्हा आपलं नाव काढलं जाऊ शकतं. त्याच्यानंतर इफ ही इज कन्व्हिक्टेड ऑफ एनी ऑफेन्स ऑर एनी प्रोफेशनल रिस्पेक्ट विच इज इन द ओपिनियन ऑफ एक्झिक्युटिव्ह कमिटी अंडर अनफिट फॉर द रजिस्टर्ड फार्मसिस्ट. ओके, एक्झिक्युटिव्ह कमिटीच्या म्हणण्याप्रमाणे जर तुम्ही एखादं ऑफेन्स केलेलं असेल आणि तुम्ही जर अनफिट असाल रजिस्टर्ड फार्मसिस्ट होण्यासाठी किंवा तुमचं नाव योग्य नसेल कारण तुमच्या त्या कमिटीच्या हिशोबाने तुम्ही गिल्टी आहात तर तुमचं नाव काढलं जाऊ शकतं. इफ अ पर्सन इज एम्प्लॉयड टू वर्क अंडर हिम in connection with any business of pharmacy has been convicted for the offense or held guilty of an infamous conduct. ओके, दोन गोष्टी असतात फेमस आणि इनफेमस. तर इनफेमस कंडक्टने तर तुम्ही जर फेमस होत असाल तरी पण तुमचं नाव काढलं जाऊ शकतं. The person whose name is registered from the pharmacy is required to surrender a certificate of registration to the register. Okay, this is the simple points. Okay, the next question is write the scope and objective of pharmaceutical legislation. This is the chapter number one. You already know what are the scope. The scope is nothing but it is for just simply for promoting the health care by requiring the manufacture, supply, and distribution and quality of drug. I already know that why pharmaceutical legislation or these pharmacy acts are coming to the existence. You already know that what is the previous history and why this is a requirement. So you can write it down all these things. Next is a very important question. What are the objective of DEC? Okay, so DEC is a drug inquiry committee. There are two questions on the actually DEC. First is the objective on the DEC, and second is a recommendation of DEC. So DEC is nothing but a drug inquiry committee. There are you already know that objective for smooth control and manufacture and distribution of the drug, and the second is to prepare the drug material as a list of drug in used in India, which although are not included in the British Pharmacopoeia, where of sufficient medicinal value. Okay, simply to control uh, the manufacture, distribution, and the sale of drug. This is the basic objective of the DEC and recommendation. Okay, you already know that there are three recommendations which are given by drug inquiry committee, but you have to write it down more. What are the objectives? If you know, what are the recommendation? If you know, then we'll move to the next question. I think we repeat to the next. What is the provisions for sale of drugs as per uh, Drug Price Control Act? Uh, okay, what are the provisions for sale of split quantity of formulation as per the DPCO Act? Then next question, you can write it down these questions. If you have any problem, then ask me. I will explain this. Okay. So next question is give any two classes of advertisements which is exempted under the Drug and Magic Remedies Act. Give any two classes of advertisement exempted under the Drug and Magic Remedies Act 1954. म्हणजे कोणत्या ऍडव्हर्टाइजेस आहेत ज्या ड्रग अँड मॅजिक रेमेडीज ऍक्ट मधून वगळण्यात आलेल्या आहेत, कोणते क्लासेस आहेत असे ड्रगचे ते एक्सप्लेन करायचे आहेत. Okay. The next question is define guardian or lunatic as per MTP Act 1975. I am again repeating the same question. Okay, Kanchan Sanap is asking me one question. What is the full form of DPCU? Okay, Kanchan, it's drug control price order. Okay, and then next question is give objective of Poison Act. Okay, Rocha is asking me again the same question. Repeat the question of DPCU. Okay, the question is what is the provision for sale of split quantity of formulation as per drug price control order? Okay. The next question is give objectives of Poison Act. Then there are some definitions which are repeatedly asking. First is coca derivatives. You should write it. One definition definitely coming in your examination from Narcotic and Psychotropic Substances Act. First definition always asking that is coca derivative. Then second definition is opium derivative. Then third is psychotropic substances, and fourth important definition narcotic drug. Okay, so these are the important definitions from NDPS. Okay, the next is again some definitions from DPCO Act. Govind is asking me one, sir, तुम्ही सध्या question paper मधून सांगत आहात का? No, Govind. Maybe these are from question paper, but I this is my notebook. Okay, and I written those important questions. I withdraw. Okay, the important questions from DPCO Act means definitions are first is a bulk drug. Second important definition that is a selling price. Then third is a network. Then fourth is a wholesaler. At least you should know those definitions. These are important definitions. Rest of other definitions are also important, but those four definitions are important. At least you should go with this. Then next is define according to the Medicinal and Toilet Preparation Act. त्याच्यामधल्या काही definitions I will see. First important definition from this topic is what are the define dutiable goods. Second important definition is toilet preparation. Third important definition is lunatic. Okay, so these are three important definitions. First is dutiable goods. Second is toilet preparation, and third is lunatic. Okay, one more important question which is always asking in the examination that is how retail price of the formulation is calculated under DPCO Act. Okay, so you already know this RP is equal to MC plus CC plus PM plus PC into 1 plus MAPE divided by 100 plus ED. So this is very simple formula, and you should write it down. It's long form, and you'll get marks. You should at least explain. Is difference between bonded laboratory and non-bonded laboratory, or explain a bonded laboratory and non-bonded laboratory. Okay, the next important question Give offenses and penalties under Drug and Magic Remedies Act 1954. I am again repeating the same question. Give offenses and penalties under Drug and Magic Remedies Act 1954. Okay, if you are having any problem, then ask me in the comment section. We'll discuss it. Again, one more important question which is arise, that is describe the penalties under Poison Act. I'm repeating the same question. Describe penalties under Poison Act. Okay. One more important question from MTP. That is, under what conditions pregnancy can be terminated by registered medical practitioner under this act? Again, repeating the same question. Under what conditions pregnancy can be terminated by registered medical practitioner under MTP Act 1970? Okay. Shraddha is asking, sir, repeat Karana question. Okay, I'm again repeating the same question. Uh, how retail price of formulation is calculated under DPCO Act? The next question is, uh, what is the difference, or explain bonded laboratory and non-bonded laboratory? The next question is, what are the offenses and penalties under Drug and Magic Remedies Act 1954? Okay, so again, one question is repeated, that is, mention the different types of advertisement which are exempted from the Drug and Magic Remedies Act. You will get all the question answers from the um, model answer from MSBT official website. You can search it in examination section in model answer. Write it down the code, or PJ code is 0814, and you can search and download these answers, and definitely you'll know all the answers. If you are in doubt to understand the answers, please ask me. We'll discuss it. The next question is, prescribe the penalties under the Poison Act. Again, next question, under what are the conditions the pregnancy can be terminated by registered medical practitioner under MTP Act 1971? Okay, I think there are no comments. So, a very important question I have to discuss with you, that is, write any 6 offenses and penalties under NDPS Act. I'm repeating the same question. Write any 6 defenses and penalties under NDPS Act. Okay, so there are different kinds of punishment in contravention to different things, different like coca leaves, like prepared opium, like opium poppy. So you should go through it. For punishment regarding psychotropic substances and illegal dispose. So actually, what happens after I'm giving you a live session, but your comments are coming after 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so please tell me, write it down in your comment section. That's this question, that question, so I can understand which question you want. I think there is a network problem. I can't see your comments. So I think in the next session, when I'll give you a link for the next session. Up to this, you can write down the questions which you want, and I will explain these questions with you. Okay, I think my net is not working. Okay, so in the next session we'll see. So up to this, you can write it down the questions you are facing. If you are facing any problem with the PJ, write down the questions. We'll discuss one by one.